Hi, my name is Pete Hahn, and thank you for watching this tutorial video. Be sure to visit www.hahn-tech.com for the full library of video tutorials. I hope this video increases your knowledge and helps you become more efficient with this topic, whether for home or work. Please support this channel by sharing these videos with your friends and colleagues. Hi guys, welcome to today's video. This video is going to be the first in a new series that I'm doing on the Thinkorswim Mobile application. The version that I will be demonstrating is for the iPad. So this is on an iPad Air 2 hooked up to Camtasia. So I'm doing a screencast directly from the iPad, and the screen that you're viewing now is from the iPad. Later on, I will bring in some video from my desktop showing the charts on the desktop version of Thinkorswim's platform. And the reason I'm going to do that is I want to show you side-by-side comparison how some of these indicators plot. They plot a little differently on the iPad version than they do on the desktop version. Okay, so before we dig in, I want to make sure that I let you guys know I'm not a professional trader. Nothing in this video should be interpreted as an advertisement or a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. This video is for educational purposes only. My intention is to show you how to use the technology and how to customize the technology to do the work that you want to do with your own trading plan. Okay, so in this video we're going to be covering the customization of charts. So I'll show you how to add and remove indicators from a chart, how to adjust the aggregation period and the duration of the chart. I will also be showing you how to view the watch lists, how to add and remove items from a watch list, how to customize columns in a watch list. And I think that's pretty much going to fill up this video. Towards the end, I will be giving you a short preview of what is to come later on in this series. Future videos are going to cover many of the other features in the Thinkorswim platform. I think you're going to be shocked, pleasantly shocked, that this mobile application available on the iPad from Thinkorswim is incredibly powerful. It is very well developed. The folks over at Thinkorswim have done a fantastic job of incorporating many of the essential elements in their desktop application into the mobile application. So when you're on the go or if you're at the coffee shop and you want to grab your iPad or even your iPhone, because it's the same application, iPhone and iPad, you'll be surprised the level of detail that you get, the analysis that you can do, and the orders that you can place. Very complex orders. Just about anything that you can do on the Thinkorswim desktop application is available here. It's really going to be, I think, an eye-opener for you guys. Okay, so let's get started reviewing some chart settings. And guys, just a real quick note here before we get into the details. I wanted to express to you how grateful I am for all the feedback that I get, and you guys are such a great audience. The viewership is climbing dramatically, subscriptions continue to climb, everything's in an exponential growth pattern, and I'm really hopeful that this is going to really generate some good income for me, which is my goal here. You know, I desire to teach. I want to show people what I know. I want to show people how to do things in a more effective and efficient manner. But I also want this to be my livelihood. I want to make a living from this. And in order to do that, there's a certain currency in this business model that I have. And that currency is likes and shares and comments. So I want to encourage you all. You've been great. The comments and feedback that I get, it's really, really helpful if you hit the like button on anything that you find that provides a value to you. Hit the like button on that video, please. And anything that you see posted on my Facebook page, please be sure to hit that like button if it impacts you. The other thing that can really help with the metrics, how I'm measured as a business, is the comments. Engagement is a very important metric, and if you leave the comments tied to the videos themselves, and those comments are available at the bottom of the video, every video has the comments available. And if you just leave those comments in there, I can hit the like button, I can respond. Other people get to see, so you start to develop a community where other people get ideas from your comments and you get ideas from other people's comments. So it's really a helpful thing, I think, in the end, and it really will help the metrics that are used to measure the success of my channel. It will really help if you guys just do those quick little things. I really appreciate your support. Thanks. So what I'm displaying now is a chart of Twitter. You can see in the top you have buy and sell buttons. You can see off to the left of the chart screen you've got some news that you can read about Twitter. You can just click on any of these articles and it'll pop it up here, and then you can use these arrows in the upper right to go ahead and negotiate your way through these different articles. Okay? Let's see what else we've got that I want to show you on the chart. If you press on the chart once, then what you get is a little menu. You can see that I've got a 6-month day chart, a 3-month day chart, 1 year of weekly bars, 5 year of monthly bars. Those are the 4 styles that I've got set up. The defaults I think are something like a 5-minute and a daily, and then the weekly and monthly are defaults too. Now you can add more if you think that you need more, but what's really handy is that you can cycle through your different charts by simply pressing on these styles here at the top. So you can see, for instance, on the weekly and the monthly, I've not added any studies to those yet. So we'll go back to the original one here, which is a daily chart, 6-month in duration. Now you can use your fingers to pinch and zoom into the chart. You can zoom in and zoom out quite easily here. You can scroll back and forth. Let's say, for instance, you wanted to zoom in here, and then you wanted to scroll back. Let's see what else I want to show you. You've got crosshairs here. Now, if you look at the bottom, you got the crosshairs. You got an icon that looks like a little eyeball there. You also have a share button, and you have a gear icon. Now, the gear icon is what you access to add and remove studies. So let's see, we'll show you how this cursor works here. You can press the cursor right here and turn the cursor on and off, okay? But if you have the cursor off, you can press and hold anywhere on the chart, and eventually the crosshairs will appear. You can see as I drag my finger around, the menu pops up that shows the values. It's like a data window, and it shows you the values. And you can see down in the bottom as well, you can see that the histogram here, let me press and hold to reactivate that. You can see the histogram of the TTM squeeze. The values there are listed as the cursor is moved. So if you need to see whether it went above or below 0, then you just move the cursor back and forth here, and you can see that value in the bottom right. The histogram goes from negative to positive. All right, so you can turn that off. And now let's see, I'll show you how. All right, well, let's turn on the eyeball here. And the eyeball, really, you've got 3 icons that appear at the top. The briefcase is going to be showing you corporate actions. We'll turn that off. And then the bell icon here is any alerts that you have. Now you can set up alerts. We'll show you that in a later video. So something I also wanted to show you about the cursor, I'm going to press and hold to activate the cursor again. And let's say you wanted to buy Twitter. If it fell down to, let's say you drew the line on the chart here and you wanted it down about here, all you have to do then is on the 2514 there on the right, you just press on that and it automatically opens up an order screen. Now we're going to close that because we're going to get into that a little bit more detail later. What I want to show you now is how you can go ahead and add and remove studies to the chart. You click the gear icon down here and you can see the studies. I've got the TTM squeeze, I've got the TTM trend, TTM scalper alert, and a button here for adding other studies. Now if you add other studies, you've got a list of virtually everything that's on the Thinkorswim platform. You even have an access here for user studies. And if you scroll through this list here, you'll probably find some that are listed in previous videos that you viewed on my YouTube channel. And what that means is, yes, you can write custom code to build a study, and you can actually use that custom indicator in the Thinkorswim mobile application. I know that's blowing some minds out there right now, so I just figured I'd give you just a few moments to ponder that. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, so we'll go back and hit the style button again, and you can see that if you press on any of these indicators, you can access the settings, you can change the parameter values, you can change the plot colors and things like that. Now, this is a good time for me to explain something. I'm going to press the done button here. If you see the TTM squeeze on the bottom of this chart, now I'm going to pull in example from the desktop version, you can see that the color of the bars, the histogram colors on the TTM squeeze, they're completely different. Also, on the iPad version, you can see the zero line does not show any green or red dots. So the signal for the squeeze being on or off is completely absent from the iPad version. Why is that? Well, I sent an email to Thinkorswim asking them to address certain issues that I've found, and one of which is for any plot, any indicator that plots in a subgraph where the value oscillates across a zero line, then what happens is it automatically just paints everything below the zero line red, everything above the zero line gets colored green. It ignores everything else that you've coded into that indicator. So I've asked Thinkorswim to go ahead and address that, and hopefully they will say, oops, we forgot something, and get it fixed, because it would be really handy to have that in the iPad version. Okay, let's go ahead and switch over to the other chart that I've got prepared for you. This is going to be 3 months of daily bars, and this one has 2 indicators on it. If we want to look at those indicators, we can hit the gear icon, open that up, and under studies we can see we've got the FW Mobile Basic and the Awesome Oscillator. Those are the 2 studies loaded on this. So let's see, if we wanted to add another study, I'll show you how to do that. Let's go to John Carter's and add the TTM wave. Okay, so we'll hit the done button, and now you can see we've got 2 lower subgraphs. One is the Awesome Oscillator, the other is the TTM wave. And once again, if you are familiar with the TTM wave, you know immediately that those colors are not how they're displayed in the desktop application. I'll go ahead and bring that over here so you can see them side by side and see how not only is the Awesome Oscillator and the TTM wave colored differently on the iPad version, but the top study, the MOBO indicator, is also not picking up the dynamic coloring elements. So hopefully we'll get a response from Thinkorswim support on that, and hopefully they'll get that fixed, because it would be really helpful to have both platforms plot the indicators in the same way with the same color scheme and everything else. Okay, so let's see, I want to show you some other chart settings. If we go to the gear icon, you can see that we can change the type of chart. We can change that to bar. Okay, let's take a look at that. Good. So we'll go back to the gear icon, and let's see what else. You can turn volume on or off. There we go. So the volume overlay is back on. You can change the interval. Let's change this to an intraday chart, and let's change this to, let's see, 3 days of I want a 15-minute chart here, so we'll go to 3 days of 15 minutes. So we'll hit done, and you can see it repaints the chart, and again you can pinch and zoom in and out, and you can scroll back and forth. Okay, so let's go back to the settings, and that's about it. I showed you how to add and remove studies. No, I didn't show you how to remove a study. Let me show you how to remove the TTM wave that we added. It's right here in the bottom, remove study, and then press done, and it redraws the chart without that study. Okay, so that's all I really wanted to show you for the chart. There's a whole lot more that we can get into here that we'll cover in future series, but I wanted to keep this nice and brief just to give you kind of an idea of the richness of the features that are in this application. So next I want to show you how to work with watch lists. I'm going to show you how to add and remove stocks from a watch list. I'm also going to show you how you can adjust the columns in a watch list. Okay, so you can see the watch lists I have in the left side of the screen, and if you see those 2 arrows that are pointing away from each other, I'll go ahead and press those, and it will open the watch list up to full screen. Now you've got different views for the watch list. This is the column view, this is the grid view, and this is the summary view. It's got a lot of information packed into that tight little spot there. Now I want to point out something to you. At the very bottom you can see it's sort of like a histogram, and you've got a series of vertical red and green bars. Now I'm going to press and drag that, and as I do so you can see that I'm cycling through my watch list. What do those green and red indicators mean? Well, you can see that it tells you that there are some stocks that are up and some stocks that are down. So down is for the red bars and green is for the up bars. So that's a real handy way if you've got a portfolio, let's say. Your watch list is a list of all the stocks in your portfolio. You can get a pretty quick glimpse here of the watch list. If everything is green down there, go grab a cup of coffee and relax. Everything's good. If it's all red, start pulling your hair out, unless they're all shorts, right? Okay, so really quickly here, I just wanted to, because we're running low on time here. I've gone way too far here on time, I think. That's my feeling anyway. So let's go back to the grid layout, not the grid layout, but the detail layout. And we'll hit the pencil. That's usually an indication for an edit. We'll press that, and you can see that you can make adjustments here. Now, if you click and drag the items on your watch list, you can see that it moves them in different order. Okay? Then you can press done, and it will reflect immediately on your watch list. Okay, so the other thing that you can do from this is that you can search for an instrument. Okay, so if I type in IBM, it's got a little plus sign next to it. That means it doesn't exist on this watch list. I can hit that plus sign. You can see it was added in there right away, and I can click and move that down automatically. Hit the done, and now I want to show you some other things that you can modify. You can hit the gear icon here in the upper left, and from here you can change the order of the columns. Let's say I want the volume to be somewhere after the bid ask. Okay, and you can see in the background here, I'll just press in the background area here and it immediately closes that edit dialog, and you can see the volume has been moved just right of the center of the screen. Let's say I wanted to remove the bid and ask. I'll press the gear icon, and I don't want to see the bid and ask, so I'll hit the minus sign and it gives me a delete option. So I'll delete both of those, and then I'll press anywhere on the background here, and you can see that it immediately updates and redraws the watch list. One more time, I'll press the gear icon, and you can see if I scroll down to the bottom from available columns, you got many different topics to choose from. You got custom quotes that you can select from. Now, if you've seen my previous videos on the Thinkorswim platform, I've done a couple of videos on the custom columns in a watch list. Well, those studies that you build in your watch lists as custom studies are also available here. Yeah, we're going to show you that later on. I'm going to consider that more of an advanced topic, but I just wanted to kind of whet your appetite so you know what to expect in future videos. There's going to be some great stuff. You're going to be amazed at all the customizations that you're able to do on the iPad. It's so powerful. I mean, there's so much available on the iPad that is also available on a desktop version. So let's see, we'll go ahead and go back, and you can scroll through those and pick out different ones. I'll let you do that on your own time. So, okay, really quickly now, I'm going to review some of the features that we're going to be covering in future videos on the TOS mobile platform. Okay, so I'm going to use the button in the upper right, the two arrows pointing toward one another, and I'm going to press that. That will collapse the watch list. All right, so now you're looking at the view of Twitter, and you can see in the top we're in the overview tab of the Twitter stock. If you look, you can see you've got options, portfolio, depth, and profile. So we'll review each of these, just a brief preview of things we're going to cover in future videos. We'll go to the options. We're probably going to have to do several videos alone on the options screen. It's got just about everything you could imagine in there. Right now I've got it set up as calendar. You see how I can change that by pressing here, and I can change it back to singles. You can change the number of strikes. I want to put it for 6 strikes. So we go back here to single. Let's go back to the calendar, and then let's go ahead and press and hold on a bid, and it automatically brings up a detail screen. Now you can view quote details, you can create an alert, you can add it to a watch list, and you can see all the details about this. I'm going to go ahead and select trade, and look at that. There is so much going on right here, and I'm tempted to dig right in and give you all the details, but this is going to blow your mind. Do you see that analysis graph? If you go ahead and press and hold on one of these, then you can bring up a little option and you can change the strike price, and watch what happens if you change that. I'll hit done, the analysis graph adjusts accordingly. You can see real-time risk analysis right there on a TOS mobile platform. This has got to be blowing your mind. Anyhow, there's so much to cover in here. We'll probably have to do an entire video just on this right here, just the order placement alone. So I'll press anywhere on the, if you want to look at open orders, you got your open orders right here. You can see filled orders, canceled orders, all. Okay, so we'll press anywhere in the background to close that. Go to portfolio. This is going to show you your alerts. It's going to show you your positions. It's going to give you the ability to take action on any of your open positions. If you want to roll a contract, let's say you got an option, you got a covered call on a stock or something like that, you want to roll, it's all going to be available right here from your portfolio. So we go to depth, and you can see some stuff here that I really don't understand yet, but I tell you what, by the time I get to that video, I will be able to explain this to you. I'll learn it and I'll teach it. Go to profile. This is great. If you really like to dig into a company's fundamentals and you want to understand, do I really want to own this stock? Well, here it is. You've got so much information available here just at the tip of your fingers. You can click on these things and have access to them, and I'll bet you it's even easier to access the information here than it would be to go to TD Ameritrade's website, because it's all right here. It's just amazing. Let's say you want to go to division overview. So there you go. Now you got some analysis that you can read through, understand a little bit more about it. And then let's see, estimated value, and then you got per share price. Let's go ahead and close that. And then the information that we're looking at here. So that's what that does. Okay, so you got per share, percent stock price versus estimated value and market cap. So that just changes how the metrics are displayed here. Okay, so you see those changed, just those three values changed. Okay, there's more to it too. Please don't think that we've just covered everything that there is. I probably have to do another video just to show you some of the other features that we're going to cover in future videos. You got your settings tab, lots to do there. You've got a monitor tab where you can view your account. You've got the Trader TV where you can browse channels. You can watch CNBC live. You can watch the Asian session at night. You can watch the US session during the day. You got a calendar, so you got your events coming up. There's so much to cover here, and I hope that you guys really enjoy this, because I'm going to enjoy teaching it. So hang tight, guys. This is going to be a fun ride. Take care. Thank you for watching this tutorial video. Be sure to visit www.hahn-tech.com for the full library of tutorials. I hope this video increases your knowledge and helps you become more efficient with this topic, whether for home or work. Please support this channel by sharing these videos with your friends and colleagues. Thanks, and take care.